Hey everyone, we're back. Ooh, 2 days till Christmas. Well, may as well say 1.5 days because it's now 1:30. I've got to get this video done quick. Oh, you all ready for it? You kiddies looking forward to Santa coming? I know R2 are, they're getting really excited now. Right, where have we been for 2 weeks? Oh, just quickly. Oh no, firstly, before we do that, Merry Christmas to you all. And we hope you have a fantastic day. I'll probably do another little video Christmas Day wishing you all Merry Christmas anyway, but obviously it probably won't get many views because everyone will be celebrating. So anyway, have a great day all of you. Right, 2 weeks since the last video. Obviously doing something little day. I'm going to show you all what we actually use, so what I'm videoing on now, and all our setup, what we use, but I'm going to do it on my old phone, so I'm not sure what the picture quality is going to be like. I don't know, I've not done YouTube with the old phone, so we'll do that after. But firstly, what's been going on? Well, we were a bit poorly last week, but we're okay now. Tina's not feeling well today with the migraines again. Kids have been full of cold. Harvey's still got a cough now. But the main thing is Sunday just gone. The car decided to break down on us. We went to go and see some family on Sunday, Tina's family in Bradford, and basically on the way home, engine management light was on, but no message, because we've got a form on there, so it normally tells you when the engine management comes up. It normally says engine malfunction, but weren't no messages. Even went onto the menu on the screen, no messages. So I thought that could be anything, because it happened before when my screen wash was low. So I thought nothing of it and thought, oh, could be screen wash, could be tyres, anything, you know, or even like your brakes, because some cars have brake sensors on, don't they, when your pads are getting low. Bearing in mind they shouldn't be, because it's just past the MOT. When was it? October? Yeah, I think it was. But anyway, driving home. It's driving alright until we obviously hit the motorway. I think we were driving along the motorway for about 5 minutes. And the screen basically lit up like every single light on the dashboard lit up. I had the traction control light, airbag light, engine management, obviously that was already on anyway. And my handbrake light, because mine ain't one of them push buttons. I ain't got the posh one, you see. Ours ain't push button, it's one with the lever, and it was saying that was up. And the next minute I lost my speedo that was non-existent. So I thought, right, best get to another services, get to the next services and get the breakdown cover out, because we're with our AC, you see, because it's included in our insurance. So literally minute, 2 minutes after, whole car died. You know, doing 60 on the motorway. Next minute I lost. It was raining as well, and it was really, we weren't icy on the motorway, but where we was, obviously it was very icy because it was cold. You know, talking 0 to 1 degree. So obviously window wipers packed in, my headlights all packed in. All the dashboard, that all stopped, so I'm had to pull over onto the hard shoulder. Obviously turn the ignition off, turn it back on, start the car, everything lit back up again. I have no idea what happened, but I still had all my warning lights. So luckily enough I managed to, you know, get back on the road to get to the services. So we managed to get there, so pulled into the services. This is a little bit of a rant for our company, to be honest, because the customer service was disgusting. We'll get into that in a minute. So got to the services at McDonald's. So I managed to pull over into a McDonald's. It's like a it weren't really a services, it was like a retail part just off the M62 sort of thing. So I'm not sure, because you literally come off the junction and it's there. So I'm not sure if it serves it, but there's a McDonald's all on its own, so I'm thinking it's more like a retail park that had B&Q and things there, Pizza Hut and all others. So parked up in the McDonald's, it's the closest place I could get. obviously turned car off. Rang the RAC up straight away, told them my problems. Oh, right, okay then, so we'll get someone out to you straight away, because obviously we had the kids in the car with us, and obviously Harvey, he's got disabilities, so we got put on obviously priority, because one, it was freezing cold, and obviously we were stuck in the car because we couldn't go into McDonald's because one of the members of staff had an accident, so they actually closed the shop part down. So whatever we've done, we had to basically stay where we was, because I told obviously RAC where we was as well, so we had no choice. So had something to eat there, waiting around. So I rang them and they said, all right, okay, we'll be with you in he said be about maximum of 180 minutes, which is what, about 3 hours. But he said, oh, they shouldn't be that long, we always say the maximum time, all this and that. I thought, fair enough. Obviously can't go nowhere, can't do anything. We were literally as well about 10-15 minute drive away from the house. So anyway, time were ticking on, and we got, I think it got to about 3.5 hours. I thought I'll ring them back, see what's going on. Rang them back. Oh, we're really busy. Obviously understandable, it's very cold. All cars end up playing up with cold or the heat, you know, it's one of them things. So I thought, oh, we'll get a third party out to you. So all how long's that gonna take? And they go, oh, it's going to be about an hour and a half. I thought, are you joking? I said to them, I said, it's freezing cold. I've got 2 kids in the car. Oh, we'll try and get someone out as quick as we can. I thought, fair enough, okay. So I thought, well, it's getting to the point, obviously the car was getting, it was actually starting to ice up on the window inside. So I thought, right, I'll try and restart the engine up. So ignition on, turn key on. Engine started first time, whatever the case. That's the weird thing, I couldn't understand. The engine started straight on the first start, straight away. So I couldn't fault that. All the lights were off apart from the one, which was the engine management light with no messages. So I was thinking, oh, what's going on here? But I thought I didn't want to risk driving home because this similar thing happened, and then we broke down on the motorway within the space of 5-10 minutes anyway. And obviously the way we were going, there was no hard shoulder then afterwards, because we're on the M62 and then we come onto the A1, you see, and obviously A1 hasn't got many points you can pull over from where we had to go back home. So I thought, we'll wait until they come out, they can shove it on the computer so we know what the problem is and see if it can be fixed there, or they were going to have to tow to bring us home anyway. So engine was idling lovely, got the heat in the car, 20 minutes went by. So I thought, right, I needed the toilet, so I said to McDonald's, so obviously they said you can use the toilet, so went to the toilet, obviously turned the engine off, come back, started it back up, and I thought time were ticking now. And I thought, right, I mean, we broke down at 20 to 5, we got to them services, and I think it must have been, obviously I come back from the toilet, it must have been at least 10 o'clock when I got back to the car. So I ran the car again, keeping the heat going. I think I had the car running on idling for a good, what, hour and a half, 2 hours anyway, I think. Next minute I thought, well, time's getting on now, this is getting silly, we're waiting round. So I thought, and I looked down at my dashboard, no lights. All the light, even that little engine management symbol went off. I was like, hey. And now obviously that caused a problem, because even if they came out there and then, there's no lights on the dashboard. So it makes out I'm a liar then, which obviously I weren't. I mean, we've got pictures as proof, because obviously whilst I was driving along and the lights come on, I got Tina to take a picture of the dashboard for me when it lit up. And I thought, right, we'll wait for a bit. Waited to think about another half an hour, and I thought, right, I'm going to ring them back. I'll see what they say about, obviously, with all the lights are off now, even the engine management symbol was off, there weren't no lights. I'd put all my lights on, I put window wipers, I put obviously the heaters on full, put the lights on, hazards on, fog lights, front and back, radio, I put everything on possible on the electrics, because obviously thinking it must have been an electrical problem, like a shortage, like a short out, that caused everything to foul. And I left that running for about 2 or 3 minutes. There's nothing really coming on the dashboard. I thought, right, I'm going to ring them back and see what they advise me. So I rang them back. I said, right, I said to the woman, I said, obviously now we've been waiting a long time, since 20 to 5, and this time was now about 10:30, 11:15 at night. So you can imagine it was about 3-4 degrees. And obviously inside the car, I mean, like I said, I had the engine running, so it was warm in the car by then anyway. So I says to the woman, I said, right, we've been waiting ages, we've been told all these different times, oh, they're going to be this time, oh, they shouldn't be long. And Tina actually had 2 messages saying, oh, we shouldn't be long, and then the next one, oh, we're next in the queue. I thought, oh, brilliant, they should be here soon. And then obviously I've rang them back. Said, oh, we're terribly sorry about your wait, because we could see on the system you've been waiting a very long time. I said, yeah, we have, love. I said, but the thing is, I said, I've had no choice but to have my engine running just to get some heat in the car. So she said, right, the only problem we got is we can't get anybody out to you till 7 o'clock in the morning. That was it. I said, what do you mean 7 o'clock? I said, I've been sat here. All of us been sat in this car, freezing cold. I said, I've got a child with a disability, and then we got Andrew as well. I said, because we went for the day out, we didn't take blankets or nothing, we only went for the day. So obviously I had the car running and it was warmed up, but I thought, say that, might get me out quicker. But no. So I said, oh, you'll have to get a cab home. I was like, a cab home? I said, round here, obviously Doncaster, the taxis are not cheap. I mean, I think they start from nearly about £5 just to pick you up when you get in the car. It says £5. 10-15 minute drive, you know, what's that, about 8-9, maybe 10 miles away? That's going to cost me an absolute fortune. I said to her, I said, I ain't got that money at the minute, not with it right, you know, it's Christmas in 2 days, and this was Sunday, so it's literally a week up till Christmas. So I says to her, you know what, love? I said, no. I said, we've been waiting round. I said, it must have been about what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, well, basically 6 hours by this time. We're waiting 6 hours. And we got put priority. 1 minute was saying next in the queue, all this and that to get sorted, and nothing. And I just said to him, I said, no, I said, I'm sorry, love. I said, you're useless. I said, I'll just drive home. I said, is that? I said, oh, you know, you don't want to be doing that. It's a 50-50 chance. I said, well, you're not helping, are you? Says to her, I said, I ain't got a choice. I said, I've been sat here with my 2 kids for 6 hours. 1 minute you're saying one thing, then another person saying that. Now you're saying this. I said, no, let me have a word with the manager. Said, oh, we'll pay, at this time it's, oh, we'll pay your cab fare. I'm like, well, why couldn't you do this earlier? They must have it on the system to show, you know, who's in where, who's next, who's this, you know what I mean? Yeah, I understand they were busy, because obviously this time of year it's cold, summer, it gets hot, a lot of cars break down. I understand that. But they say they've got third party as well, so they must have loads of contacts to be able to send someone out to get, you know, just to help you. All they had to do was plug a machine in, find out what the problem was, and then I'll be able to know if it needs fixing or, you know, or what needs. So anyway, thought, no, just go home. So I started the car up, drove really carefully. I was only driving 50, 60 all the way home. Fine. I had the heaters on, I had the radio on, window wipers, lights. For some reason, everything was working. I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I was terrified because obviously of what it done on the M62. So we're driving down the A1 at this time, and I was like, I just want to get home, I just want to get home, I just want to get home. And made it back, no trouble. No warning lights came on, and I thought, a bit strange like. So anyway, we got home, got settled, and by, I think it was gone 11 o'clock, about 11:15 by the time we got home. I think it was 11:15 round now. I'm no good with remembering things, you all know that. And I thought, well, it was meant to be warmer the following day, the Monday. I think we had something like 13 to 15 degrees or something like that. So I thought, well, I'll go and try to start the car, see what it does. After obviously it had that run, obviously warmed up, and then obviously it's cooled down overnight. So I thought I'll go out and start it. So I went out, started the car, come on first time, no warning lights. So right, what could it be? Obviously it's got to be something to do with electrics. I know that for a fact because the engine's starting first time. I know for a fact it's not the alternator because there's no warning light for the battery. Obviously if an alternator's not charging the battery and it can see a discharge on the voltage, the battery light comes up on the dashboard, doesn't it? Or if your battery's low, it comes up on the dashboard, because I've already had that one before. I put a new battery in. It's a new battery in there, about just under a year old, so it can't be anything to do with that. So I thought I'll have a look under the bonnet, and have a look, and obviously I've seen obviously where the battery.
Sushi.
Sushi?
On the time,
Oh, I wonder what she was on about. She's just come out with it then. I've just got sushi. I was like, well, don't eat sushi. Don't do it. But anyway, under the bonnet, I could see some cables and that, and obviously seeing where my fuse box is pretty much next to the battery and then all the cables. So I noticed a lot of the cables. You know when car companies use that electrical tape round, but over time they wear out, don't they, and then come away. I had a lot of that under the bonnet. There weren't no electrical tape around any of my cables. So I thought, well, what if I wrap all them cables up and then try and cover, obviously my battery is in its own little box, so obviously that way I'll put just in case there's any water getting into the fuse box or the battery, or ice build up from where it's been cold, because with my leg obviously I haven't been driving very far or much at all, so where it's been sat there when we had that really cold spell, obviously ice has built up, and I'm wondering if ice has built up underneath the bonnet where the battery is or the fuse box. So I thought, right, okay, so I covered the I know you shouldn't, but I put some foil over the fuse box just to prevent obviously water getting into it. There's no cables touching. Trust me on this. I know people say, oh, you should, put foil with electrics, because obviously it's like a metally substance, isn't it? So I put a little bit of foil over the fuse box, taped it down, so obviously that'll stop water getting in. It's because of the heat as well, because obviously the engine bay produces heat, so I hadn't much options. So put some of that, and then over the box, not the battery, the box where the battery sits in, there's a little door compartment which you open to get to your, I think it's your negative, which is black. There's your negative, there's the port there, you can get to it. But there's quite a few big gaps either side of that as well, so I'm wondering if ice is built up, or where it's got warm, it's dripped down. Something electrical because it only seems to happen when it's freezing cold, so I'm not sure if there's ice build up or when the ice is melting, it's dripping, like the water from the ice is dripping on the summit. So obviously I put a bit of foil over the battery box to prevent anything getting inside where the terminal is, and then I just re-taped around all my cables that didn't have any tape or had tape on, but obviously it's lost its stickiness. So at the minute, I mean, I went out in it yesterday, it was okay. I've started it probably every day or two, it's been fine with no warning lights. But I have got a code reader coming, so as soon as that turns up, it's not going to be out till after Christmas now, because obviously with Christmas coming, everyone, they're going to be packed, and plus obviously Royal Mail and that going on strike, but it's coming from Amazon. I've got it quite cheap, so hopefully when it comes I'm going to plug it straight in, leave it in the car, so if anything happens I know what the problem is. See if anything flags up, because at the minute it seems to be driving okay, but it just seems weird that when it was cold it done it. It done it a few weeks back, but not all the lights came on at once. Engine management up and that come up, but that was only when it's cold, so something's going on when it's cold, and obviously the car don't like it. So I'm not sure if it's because obviously where the cables, not the actual copper part of the cable, it's just where obviously they haven't put tape around them to secure them and protect them. So I've done that, see if that does anything, and we'll just have to go from there really. But no, we were very unhappy with our AC for doing that. And all they said to me on the phone was, oh, sorry about this, and sorry for your problems, and so, I'm sorry that you're waiting for ages. And I was like, well, sorry, it's not good enough. So obviously I need to try and get their email address, because I am going to be sending them an email over this, because I would change companies and go with someone else, but because it's on me insurance, and obviously my insurance is only just renewed in November, so obviously this is our first breakdown we've ever had in 6 years, because I've been driving 6 years, and out of all the cars I think we've only ever had one breakdown, which wasn't actually our fault. It's when we had a little red car that we had off Hyundai. I think it went in for some work, but they had to disconnect the battery, but what they ain't done properly is screw it onto the terminal properly, so that was loose. So when we went shopping, come to the car and it wouldn't unlock, couldn't get out. I was like, oh no, so I had to get the breakdown cover out for that as well, and luckily enough it was just that they just come out and tighten that. But checked all that, it looks all tight and secure. It's just so all I've done is all I've done. That's all I can do until I get this little device and see what happens. But if anyone wants anything recommending, definitely not RAC. I understand that they're busy. I do understand that. But 6 hours, and they've got third-party companies as well. No. RAC is a big company like AA. You know what I mean? You pay them their money. They just don't want to do it. So obviously, next year when my insurance is due to renew, I don't think I'm going to include the breakdown cover. I'm going to do it myself on a separate. That's all. So at least that way I know who I'm going to go with. So I'm not sure who to go. Who's a decent breakdown company? I know AA is, but I don't know how much they charge. I mean, what's Green Flag like? I mean, there's loads of different companies now. You don't know who to go with. So I don't know. It's one of them, innit? But anyway, I'm going to do a little video on this kit because this is what it's all about. I've been chatting for 21 minutes to take a couple of minutes off from before, but over this stupid RAC. But we managed to get home safe. That was the main thing. We're safe, we're healthy, and obviously car's sitting out there, and it's bad. The car's basically calling me a liar because it's like, oh no, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong with me. All that kerfuffle for nothing. But obviously there must be a problem somewhere. But I wouldn't justify. I mean, I was looking at National Tyres. You know when they put cars on these diagnostic machines, that tells you and it flags up, oh, this has got the problem. Like, error codes, that problem, that problem, that problem, blah de blah de blah. RAC 50. Not, oh god, RAC. You see what I mean? Because I've been tossing in my head now. Get out. National Tyres, and I looked on their website, their charge like from 50 quid just to diagnose, and I'm thinking there's another garage over the road from me, £65 plus VAT, and I was like, nah, not when this one I've got was only 25 quid and it's going to do the same thing. I looked at all the reviews as well, and a lot of people said they're decent enough, so just plug it in, see what flags up. But no my luck, because nothing's lit up on that dash now. And there's no messages. Watch it say, oh, there's no problems, no messages. What do I do then? Because obviously I meant to go and pick my mum up from down Cambridgeshire way on the 7th of January. And obviously it's meant to be cold then, so it's gonna be a nightmare, isn't it? And obviously that's another reason why I didn't get a video last week, because we had internet problems, couldn't get anything uploaded, anything. I'm not sure if it was my internet or YouTube, I don't know, but I don't think it's YouTube because everyone else was uploading. My internet was just in and out all the time. It's probably because of the cold weather we were having, I don't know. But everything seems okay. Internet's now working, so we'll get this video up for you tonight. Cars, well, running. Don't know if there's anything wrong with it, I don't know. But like I said, it could just be the ice builder that's causing it to short and it's having a hissy fit. I don't know. So I don't understand cars. I mean, I've only been driving 6 years. I mean, I should know more, but I ain't got a clue. I know little bits and bobs, but not when it comes to something, because it's definitely something electrical, because it was the engine started first time, literally first turn of the key and it started. The rest of it is just all the lights and the dashboard and everything. So it's one of them, in there. It's going to take a lot to find the problem out, but I don't want to keep paying money into it and I still can't find the problems. So that's why I've just bought this little device, see if anything flags up. If it does, and I know what it is, I can just say to the mechanic, right, it's this problem, can you go and sort that? But we'll see what happens until then. Right, anyway, I'm going to switch over to my other camera now. I'm going to show you our little setup. I mean, my phone is charging now, so you are going to see another cable come off because I didn't realise my phone was dying. So I've had to put it on charge. So, we'll see you all in a second. Right, I'm hoping you can all hear me okay. Don't mind the mess of the table. Tia's headphones, Harvey's obviously car. I'm not sure what the picture quality is like, I'm afraid, everyone. But I'm hoping. I can't do this video too long because obviously it's memory. I haven't got a memory card in this phone. But anyway, this is our setup. Got my little tripod that actually extends, you can see there, and it goes quite high up, you know, it goes to about there, and my microphone there, but that has got another, they call it, oh, you know, when I mentioned on a previous video, I called it a wind muff. It's not, hang on, which they're called cats, and we've actually got one of these for obviously the wind as well. So that will go on there like that to stop the wind, but I'm just using this one at the minute. Turn this around. Obviously you can see the cables, power stations there, it's charging everything up. But basically that's our setup, so you can see at the back. Obviously it's not the best kit in the world. Obviously, as you can see here, I've got, it should be more central where the cameras are. That's a little like a little gimbal bit there, so you tighten it to hold in one place. So that's tightened up so it doesn't move around. Obviously these feet go more flat. So obviously, I will try and show you before we finish what it actually all does, because it's all connected in. You see, it's all moved now, so we'll just tilt it back a bit. But that's it. As you can see, you see the buttons on the top. You've got obviously keys there, and then that is actually a thin fingerprint sensor and lock and normal lock. So if I turn that onto there, so as you can see, all our camera setups. Not sure how this is going to come out, but you've got Pro there as well. I don't use that one, if it'll work for me. But then you've got all these other little bits and bobs. I don't know what they all do and other things here. I don't use all that, me. I just go onto the video. I've got it all programmed into how I want it, because all the settings are all there. We can't really see them, it's a bit blurred out. But I've got a little macro cam, movie frame, which obviously I haven't actually used yet, but I can record in 4K as well. You've got your 1080p at 60 frames, 1080p at 30 frames, or your 720p at 30 frames. That's on the, obviously, the back camera. But obviously with this, as you're going to see now, I'll flip the camera, because with this, you see these little ones here? I can go and push that one, which makes it into a wide angle like that. You see, and then I can go and zoom it into ×2, or just keep it on normal. You see, that's what I like about that back camera, because it widens out compared to the front. So if I flip the camera around, so you're going to see me now. Oh yeah. But basically, I can't zoom that out. I'm quite away from it now. If you look, here's the table, there's the edge. I'm quite away from it, but on the camera, I'm still quite close to it. That's the only downfall with it, and obviously I would have it the other way, but then you can't see yourself, so you can't see if you're in screen or it's too high or low. But you've got different menus here. I can go up, go up like this. More menus there, look. So you've got your time lapse, your slow motion, your short, even a lot of vlogging thing here. I haven't actually used that, so I'm not sure if you do a video and it uploads straight to obviously YouTube. I'm not sure. But I just like to keep it myself, and then obviously all my videos are in one place. But this phone, it's brilliant. If I take it, oh no, I'm gonna have to leave it on there, ain't I? But if I come, no, I'm gonna have to take it out, I think. But anyway, if I just go scroll up, obviously you've got all your menus, more menu things there. It looks silly that I'm doing it at this angle, but I can't do anything about it, because it's in the tripod and it's going to be hard to hold both and do what I've got to do. But it's basically just like an Android phone. Does everything you need it to do. You've got your other section here, which obviously your notifications come up, as you can see. Gadget John's put a video on YouTube. That's what happens if you push the bell icon on subscribe. You'll know it will send a notification through to your phone, and obviously all the apps on the phone. I love it. We've had this phone probably almost, let me just put the camera back on so it's ready for when we finish. It's a brilliant phone. We love it. I've also got as well a little light that comes with this. What I'm going to have to do here, I'm hoping, let me just turn this off. Can you still see? It's a little bit pixelated, but this is the light. You've seen this on a previous vlog that we've done camping. But if I turn this on, because the room's a bit, you can see it's not too, it's a bit dim, but it is, it's raining at the minute. So if I turn this back on, hang on, just look at, that's on. Hang on. Right, that is actually on the lowest setting. So if I'm videoing and I've put the actual light against the phone that I'm using now. Look how good that is. And that's as low, that's the lowest. So if I went to the brightest, I think that's the brightest. Look at that. You're going to see this in a bit more detail. Once my leg's better and we can start walking around a bit more. Obviously we'll go camping with Chris and we're going to use this on a night walk. Let me turn it back off. So I'm going to show you where it'll go, because there's two little ways you can actually have this. This is where it gets difficult now, because there's a little point on this little tripod here where I can just slide in, because it's on the little screws. You just tighten it up. Hang on. Where are we going here with this? Like that, and then you just tighten it up. And this one now, on this part, obviously this one moves around, so you can have it. So if it's too bright in your face, you tilt it down a bit or wherever you want it, or you can just turn it around the entire other way. So if we're walking around and I'm filming obviously with the back camera on that phone, you'll be able to see what's going on. Or, hang on, there's another way you can use these as well. Oh, you can see it on the here. You've got some, hang on. See the little grooves? That's where the microphone goes. So say, for instance, let's see if I can take this microphone. Let me pause you a minute and I'll take this microphone off. Right, so I've got the microphone off. So all I'm going to do now, if I can, that'll go on like that. Screw that on. Don't want to do it too tight because it's not staying on there. And then that just fits onto there like that. So it'll look like that. But me personally prefers to just have the microphone up top, because obviously my front camera's here and my back cameras are obviously here. They're not in the middle, so when that microphone's on, even with the wind, the cat thing on the stop the wind noise, it isn't going to be in the way of the camera anyway. But that's another way you can have it. But I personally like it the way I normally have it, where this just slides on there. Let me just loosen that a little if I can. Oh dear. Accident. Hopefully it's alright, we'll find out, won't we, in a minute when I go back to the other camera. So that just goes on there like that. Sorry, I've not got it on there camera, have I? And then this one should theoretically slide in, and then I'm going the wrong way. Like that. And that's why I like it, because at least that way it can still move around and face the other way. Let's plug this back in, because this is the microphone cable for the phone. Hang on. There we go, that should be back in. But that's our setup, and if anyone wants to know as well, the phone that I record on, I mean, there's loads of phones that do this now. You can record on anything, but a lot of YouTubers, they use obviously GoPros or Osmo cams from DJI, and it's like, well, this phone I got from Amazon. I mean, they do a new version to this now, and it has got an 8i, well, it's a triple camera, I think it is, and that's also got a good torch on the other side of it as well. That's 48 megapixels. AI, it's obviously, as you've seen, it's got you got the obviously time lapse, you've got the slow motion. I've got all the editing software and everything. Everything's on there. But a good thing about this is 3 things I love about, well, 4. One is the camera. I can't fault the camera. I mean, I don't know what you all think in the videos that I've done previously, but the camera is brilliant. The new one will be better. I don't know when that's going to be coming, but it won't be yet because I've only had this a little while. But it's got a big battery in it as well. It's got like 5,500 milliamp hour battery. It's got 8 gig RAM. and it's got a 256 gig internal storage, plus you can expand that I think up to 1 terabyte on a memory card, which I can't remember what's in that one now. But if anyone wants to start YouTube and wants to start basically from scratch, instead of buying all these cameras, you can buy them all at a later date. I mean, this tripod kit that I've had now for a good few months was only 40 quid, and you include, it has everything. That's all you need. Obviously, if you want to be further out, you'll have to get one with a slightly longer tripod on or something like that. But you get all the cables, you get the light, microphone, you get the wind muff. I'll show you this box in a minute. It comes with, but I'll show you that on the other phone. But at the minute, that setup is all we use. And to be honest, I love it. I mean, obviously, it'd be better to be a bit more, because I have, when I've done a time lapse putting the tent up the wind, because it's top heavy, even with the legs further flat. So, see if I can do it. Because basically, you just fold these legs up, and there's a little button here. Up my hands in the way, like that. Let me just pop you down a second. Oh, now the microphone, the thing's fallen off. Oh, go on, go down. Like that. So the legs are more flat. I need to try and put this back up, don't I? I'm back on again. My finger keeps going over the camera because it's different on here. The camera's right where my finger is holding this phone. And the good thing with this now, see if I can lean you. A minute. Yeah. Like that. So it goes like that. So it's got quite a length on it now, look. And don't forget, these fold so that you can hold it in your hand, so you don't have to just have it. You can hold it while you're walking. And obviously that tilts for where you want it. So I've got it tilted now, so that should. Hang on, let's have a look. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a little bit wobbly. But don't forget, it is top heavy. So let's go into video. And video us again. You see, now I've got that up and I've got the camera tilted down, it's on us. You see what I mean? But that is what we use on YouTube. Right, I've been on there for 13 minutes now, and I don't know what memory I've got on this phone, so I'm going to have to finish this one up here, and I'll finish it on my other phone. But if you want any more information about the phone or the tripod, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see if I can help you. Let me just get back to you on the other camera. There we go. Obviously back on well, not new phone now, but one thing I forgot to say on that part is the charger for this phone is amazing. You obviously get your 33 watt charger, quite a big bulky thing, but I'm charging it off of the power station at the minute. But you will be able to get a full charge on this from 0 to 100% in around 50 minutes to an hour. I mean, I've not had no phone that does it that quick, and so that's why I love it. Obviously the new one they bought out, and if anyone's looking for one, I don't know if you're going to get them now because they bought a new one out, but the one that we have got is called a Poco X3 Pro. I mean, it's a Chinese phone, I think, but it has got, like I said, it's got Sony sensor for the cameras and Samsung cameras, so you can imagine that it's quite good. I mean, I've looked back at the videos and picture quality for a phone. I can't fault it. It does the job, doesn't it? You'll have to tell me what you'll think down in the comments. But it's like, if when I do eventually get another one after this, it'll be obviously the X4 Pro, because the new one has a 108 megapixel camera. I mean, this camera is brilliant as it is, but the new one, 108 megapixel in our phone. That's just mad, isn't it? But that won't be until, well, I don't know, because I've still got plenty of memory in my phone. I can't fault this phone. It ain't going to be for at least another year before I probably upgrade to that one, and by then they've probably bought another one out by then. I don't know. But go on Amazon, because I don't think they do this. I mean, I've had a look, and that's when I noticed I bought the new one out. I didn't see any on there, but they are a brilliant phone for how much they are. I mean, the new one now, the X4 Pro, with the exact same specifications, where you got 256 gig internal storage and 8 gig of RAM, so it's fast. I think it's something like £300, and I think if you downgrade and get the 6 gig with 128 gig internal storage, I think it is. I think that's something like 260, 270, around that figure. I'm not entirely sure. They do different colours as well. Ours is actually white on the back, but they do like normal black, grey, they do white, blue, yellow, all different colours. I mean, Chinese phone, but they've got, you know, everything's from China now. A lot of the stuff is. But I can't fault this phone at all. So if you can manage to find one, I mean, I might have them on eBay, Amazon, I don't know. But I got mine from Amazon when it was out. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you want to start up instead of buying cameras, I mean, a lot, you know, you can get these little gimbal cameras. They're like 200 quid. These other cameras, like the GoPros, 200-300 quid. Then you've got to buy the tripod. So having the camera and the tripod actually works out probably cheaper than actually getting one of them cameras. I mean, don't get me wrong, at a later date, when our channel picks up, which we're hoping it will, it all depends on you lot, don't it? If you still like us, you know, we love you, as you know. Then maybe in the future I might do, because obviously they are smaller. Then obviously with my phone, I mean, it's 6.67 inch or something, like the screen, it's quite big. And then obviously maybe upgrade because it's smaller but does the same job. We'll see what happens in the future. There's no telling what the future holds nowadays, is there? Because you make plans and something changing, and then you got to cancel your plans. You know, like this with the car is running fine until we got the cold and can't do anything, can you? Like meant to do a video, internet packed up on us, or we've been poorly. But you know, just see how things go. Just build up as you go, innit? Start from the bottom, work your way up. Right, I think that's it for now. I mean, I'm sorry I had to have a little rant over RAC, but I just want to give you all a heads up of what they're like when they're extremely busy. I mean, they're not very good at all. I mean, I don't know if anyone else on here is with RAC and if they've had any bother with them previously. I don't know. If you have, put them down in the comments and they'd give me some advice on what I should do about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, apologise for the rant, but I want to like inform you, like, you know, I'm not going to lie and say, oh, RAC is brilliant, but then we break down and it causes a 6-hour delay like that when you got kids. You don't want things like that, do you? Especially if, I mean, I don't know if any of you have got a caravan or if any of you have got a camper or a motorhome. I'm not sure if RAC use breakdown cover for any of them. I don't know. But imagine if you had a great big motorhome with like the 6 wheels on or something that's like 8-9 metres long, and then you break down something that big, and then, you know, what are you meant to do? You can't leave a massive van like that in a small car park somewhere, can you? But I don't know. That's all I'll say. I've had me rant, shown you the camera things we've had. But anyway, we shouldn't be down in the dumps, should we? It's Christmas soon. We're nearly there. Kids are getting excited. And let's hope you little kiddies, if there's any little kiddies watching, you got to be good to your mums and dads or your nan and granddads or whoever you stay with, because obviously you'll be on the good list then. So make sure you behave. But anyway, we're not finished yet. What I'm going to do now is obviously I'm going to say, or shall I? Because I want to show you how it all comes as you get it in your house. So if you bought this, for instance, I think when I was doing a review of the vlogging kit, I actually put the link in, if I remember rightly. I'm sure I did. I can't remember, but what I'll do at the end of this video, because normally what I'll do at the end of the video is another, probably about 5 seconds at the end of this video, where obviously it's got all our social media, and you got 3 links at the top. You'll have our picture, our logo in the middle, which you can click to subscribe, and you also get two other bits. If you click on one of them, which has got like the videos, it'll bring you to there. So what I'll do, that video of the review of this vlogging kit, I'll put into that. If you want, you can click on the description. You'll see a little arrow. You click on that, it brings it all up. And if there's any links, they'll be in there, which is for the vlogging kit. I don't think I've got the phone link, because it all depends, because I looked and I didn't see anyone selling this phone. It's the new ones now. But if you just go on Amazon and the search, just type Poco X3 Pro, they'll all come up, simple as that. Most of them now are the X4 Pros, but you'll find them that way anyway. But anyway, what can I do? I don't know whether to show you this first, but that means me stopping you to do this and then say, but I might have to do that. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll pause you, put it all away, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's in the box. See you in a minute. Right, as you can see here, I've just took it off charged, ready to put away. I've got all that, like this part of it. You've got little bags. That's your phone holder, which is obviously elasticated so you can fit your phone in. The tripod, and obviously the microphone. This is the little box you get with it. So it's all foam, so it keeps it protected, and that is obviously your wind cap, so it stops the wind noise, which you've probably heard on the videos. You don't hear anything of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pack all this away now, and you'll see what it look like. So here you are. That's your microphone holder. All your cables. That's obviously you got two different cables and a USB to charge obviously the light. And yeah, the little I don't know what this one is, that goes on the end of the microphone as well. Another like muff cat thing. So I'll put it all in the bag now. Right, here we are. It's all in. Obviously them two up top there, and obviously here you've only got this little space left now, which is where obviously the light goes in. But that's what it comes as, and obviously let me close this up. And that's what it looks like when it's in a little bag box thing. And apparently this is meant to be shockproof and waterproof. Whether or not, I don't know. It says it, but you never know, do you? So I'm going to quickly turn camera back round now. Right, so anyway, oh, hang on. Don't want that blasting us in the face, do we? That'll do, that'll do. Right, so anyway, that's our rant and the kit that we use. So we are going to do a little short video for you Christmas Day, wishing you all Merry Christmas. But anyway, we really appreciate all your support. To you all who watch our videos and to all that have subscribed, we really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Like I said, got any friends, family members that you know think might like us, let them know and tell them give us a subscribe, and we really appreciate it, because we are actually got stuck on 285 for some reason. We've been stuck on that now for 2 weeks. It hasn't moved. But we would really appreciate it if we could get more subscribers and get some more views. But we really appreciate you all, and we love you all. You all have a fantastic Christmas Day. And we'll see you. Well, actually, before we go, if you remember me on the last vlog, I mentioned about a look back video. I'm going to see if I can get that done in time for Friday next week. Because obviously I've got to look back at all my videos and just pick little clips out of each one and put them all together, so you can see what we've all been up to through the period of 2022. Because not far now, 2023 coming. Just come, race go so quick now, the years, don't they? But anyway, you have all a fantastic Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Please give us a subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you know when the next videos are available. Give us a like and give us a comment, chat about anything. We don't mind either way what it is. Or any recommendations or any help from videos. Or if you've got anything that you'd like us to do. Obviously can't go camping yet, legs still not there, but next year the camping should theoretically be back on the table. So we love you all to bits. Take care, see you soon. Goodbye for now.